In the last video, I was talking about how copilots can interrogate your own organization's data to answer specific questions. But they are much more powerful than that, in that not only can we ask questions of them, but we can actually get them to do things for us as well. And when you get adept at this, you can also find things out and get them to weave in your business process just through Copilot, so they become a new way of actually accessing functionality in your business. So I've created a demo agent here, and one of the things I've done first is I've done a pre-canned demo about the weather. So if you go on the Microsoft Learning Path, you can implement this, and it uses the MSN Weather, and it will give you a weather report calling the MSN Weather API. So I can just, in my Copilot, I can say get weather. Because it's an American thing, I can say, it'll say what's the city, and I might say, where do I know in America? I know Beverly Hills, and the zip code is 90210. And there we go. The scattered light rain showers and 15 degrees. So that's actually, I've actually asked Copilot a question, but instead of going to a document to answer it, it's actually gone to an API to get the answer and reformatted it in the way that I want. And that is a very powerful thing, because if you've got APIs in your business that need to go and surface, particular data on your business, such as where are your locations, what's your inventory, that kind of thing, we can actually surface those things into a Copilot. But just going back to the topics, and just to give another example of this, I created a custom one, which is where I can say I want to onboard a new employee, and it will ask me the name and the staff number, and then what it will do is it will then call an API, and then at the end of it, just gives me a status code, just because that was the just to know whether I've done it or not. But I can sort of say, new staff. What's the employee's name? Well, let's say the employee is Andrew. And what would their staff number? Well, it would, of course, 345. And what that will do is that will go away. It will call the API, and there we go. And there's a status code 200. Now, what I've actually done is I've actually built a logic app, and that logic app can implement the business process. So if we go into Azure, here's my logic app that receives an HTTP. Basically, it just creates a blob of that data and sends a response. But that could be going to my HR system, creating that user in the HR system, and then orchestrating that to then go and onboard them give them an email mailbox, set them up in my line of business systems. So the fact that I've just called a logic app and I've got out of Copilot and into a logic app means that I can do all sorts of things from there. But just for demo purposes, it just saves that data for now. And so if I refresh my list of things, so there we go. There is today's date, and I can look at the run on that logic app, and we'll see that we've received an HTTP request, and that there is the data. There's the body of the data. So the staff number is 345, and the name is Andrew, and that we've then gone and moved that into blob storage. So if I look at my blob storage and refresh that, there is that document. It's in blob storage. And we can actually use that as part of a business process as well. So just being able to use an API means that we can actually invoke business processes and automate things, so that from a virtual agent Copilot, we can actually kick off all sorts of things, whether that be your holiday request, whether that be filling out your timesheet, whether that be ordering something in. We can, our integration solutions provide those business processes. And Copilots can give us the entry point into those processes and make them much easier and available to use. We can have a Copilot that says, how do I order a new laptop? That can delve into my documents and tell me that, and then I can just get the Copilot to order it. And everything else will be taken care of behind the scenes. All the business processes are wired in just by using technology such as Logic Apps and Azure API management, and then using Copilots to go and ask that question. So even though this is quite a very trivial demo, it just unlocks the power of what's actually possible and how could you make parts of your business processes available to your own employees using this.